morning to everyone. Welcome to my channel Biotech Info, and today I am going to take the class of the 11th standard unit 1, the living world of NCERT syllabus. And who are watching my video for the first time, you have to subscribe my channel, click the bell icon. If you click the bell icon, you will get the notifications of our upcoming videos related to the NCERT syllabus of 11th and 12th standard, and which is very important for the NEET aspirants. And now I welcome all my students, Sharanya, Sivendu, Priya, Aditya, Manjuna, everyone to join the group. And you have to leave the comments in the comment box, and let's get started with our unit 1 chapter by doing an activity, that is a virtual activity. You have to guess the names of the plants which I am going to provide you. Children, can you guess the common name of this twig which I am showing you now? I want only the common name, children, and who knows, leave the comment in the comment box. It is having an yellowish color flowers, and you can see the leaf is compound leaf, and it is having the impari pinnate, and it is a shrub with a hoodie texture. Can you guess what is the name of this particular plant name which we are going to call local name or a common name? Recently in Telangana, we have celebrated the flower festival, and in that particular festival we use these flowers also. Yes, Sivendu, you are correct. This is a Tangedu plant. Children, can you guess the second twig? You can see the leaf is having a wavy margin, and also you can see the floral birds there. By seeing the floral birds, I think so you can identify the common name of this particular plant. Yes, Priya, it is correct. That is Mandara plant. And Fatima, can you say me the common name? Gudhal ka fool. Very good, Fatima. Jareen, this is a Mandara or Gudhal ka fool ka twig hai ye. Yes, very good. Now can you guess the third twig, children? Yes, make it fast. Yes, Preetham, it is correct. This is Ganneru plant. Right, very good. Now go for the fourth one. Now children, fourth twig, you can easily identify the common name. Yes, what is the common name of this plant? Yes, we used to call this one as Nandivardhanam. Zarina, what we are going to call this one in Hindi? Chandni ka fool. Very good. And also in English we used to call this one as a crepe jasmine. Now go for the next one. This is a twig of the next plant. Can you identify what is the common name, children? It's very easy. Yes, what is that? Yes, it is Billa Ganneru, right? Or you can say this one as a periwinkle plant, and it is a medicinal value. It can reduces the constipation. In Hindi, we used to call this as a Sadabahar, and different regions, like in the northern region, southern region, eastern and western regions, we are going to call these particular plants with their local or a common names, right? The next one. Can you guess this twig, children? Yeah, this is Vepachettu. Or you can even call this one as a neem. See, few areas you can see it is in the form of an herb and shrub, and in some places you can see this plant is in the form of a creeper. And by seeing the flower texture, you can identify that twig. Yes, Aditya, it is correct. It is a jasmine, Mallepuvu, and Zarina, yes, it is chameli, right? So see, children, here only we are getting the different local names or the common names, because Aditya is saying it's a Mallepuvu, and Zarina is saying it as a chameli flower, and Beulah is saying it as a jasmine, right? Yes. Now the last one, children, this is, you have to guess. Yes, correct. Sivendu, Priya, Harshita, Varshini, yes, this is the twig of the Tulasi plant. Very good. And you're going to call this one as an ossimum. Now up to now, children, you have guessed the names of the twigs. It is in Chiluka. And in Hindi mein, yeah, tota hai. And in Tamil, like they used to call this as kili. And in Kannada, they are used to call this one as gili. And Malayalam, they used to call this one as kili only. Right. Now, can you guess what is this one? Yes, it is Hamsa. Hindi also it's an Hamsa, but in Tamil they are going to call this and Anaparavai. and swan in Kannada, and in Malayalam they used to call this one as Oru Swana, and here in Telugu we used to call it as Hamsa, and English it is a swan. You have guessed it very nice. How is the activity, children? Virtual activity for the first time you are doing, right? Yes, guessing the names, common names of the plant and the bird species, right? Now here I want to say you that around only few species I have shown you, right? Actually 1.7 to 1.8 million species are present in this world, and day by day it's going on increasing. But only the problem is that we used to call those plant or the animal species with the common or the local names. So to avoid the confusion, what happened is standardized name has to be given to this particular plant and animal species, and that process is going to be called it as nomenclature. So biologists, what they have done by knowing, like for example, when they have identified any new plant species or the animal species, they described it exactly, and they have got and approved for all the biologists. Then they have given a name to that particular plant or the animal species. That one is going to be called it as a nomenclature. Nomenclature means giving a name to a plant or the animal species by describing it correctly after identified by the biologists, right? And next one, which principles actually these biologists are going to follow means they have to follow the International Code of Botanical Nomenclature and also International Code of Geological Nomenclature. They have to follow the principle, they have to consider certain criteria, and also they have to give an acceptance from all the biologists in the world, and then they will start giving the name to a plant or the animal species, and that throughout the world only one plant or the animal species will get a one single name, right? And here one more thing we have to know. Now here nomenclature is done, but binomial nomenclature we are saying. What is meant by binomial nomenclature? Giving the two names to one plant species is going to be called it as binomial nomenclature. Bi means two, nomenclature means giving the names. And what is the two binomial nomenclature is consisting of? It is consisting of the species name as well as the generic name, right? Children, let us get into the universal rules of the nomenclature, right? The first one is biological names are generally in Latin language and they are written in italics. Second one is the first word in the biological name is going to be called it as an genus component, and the second one is called as a specific component. Just now we have come to know that the Carolus Linnaeus, who has started the naming system to the species, and it is consisting of two components, that is a specific and a generic component. That's why nomenclature is going to be called it as binomial nomenclature. So here the first should come what? Genus, and the next one component is going to be the specific component. And both the words, when you are writing the biological name of any plant or the animal species, then what happens? It should be handwritten, and also it should leave separately, it has to be written, and it should be underlined, and if it is going to be printed, it should be in the italics. And the fourth one is the first word denoting the genus should be starting with a capital letter, and the species name should start with the small letter. Example, here just we can take the mango one, that is called as a Mangifera indica. Here M should be capital because it should be written, the genus name should be written, generic name should be written in a capital, and the species name should be written in a small letter. And also the author who has identified this, the name should be written in an abbreviated form, and this is the author's name who has identified this one, and it is Lin. Lin represents what? Linnaeus, right? And this is only for example. And who started this binomial nomenclature naming system? Who has started? Carolus Linnaeus, right? And what are the two components of the naming system? The generic name and the specific name. Now let us get into the definition of a classification. Classification is a process by which anything is grouped into a convenient categories based on some easily observable characters. For example, plants, we easily recognize groups such as plants or the animals or dogs, cats or insects. The moment we use any of these groups, we associate certain character with that organism in that group. For example, when we describe about the wheat plants, then we will get in our mind the picture of this particular wheat plant. We will not get the picture of a maize, or we will not get the picture of the hibiscus, or we will not get the picture of an Acacia auriculata. Right? This is going to be called it as a classification. It was done based on easily observable characters, so that when the moment we heard the name of that group, we will get into our mind that characteristics which are easily observable. Right, next one comes as a taxa. The scientific term for these categories, all the categories which we have done, the scientific unit of this taxonomy is the taxa. What is a taxonomy? It is a branch of the botany which is going to deal with all the living organism, can be classified into different taxa, and this process of classification is going to be known as a taxonomy. Okay children, let us get into the word called as systematics. Human beings, since a long time, they are not only interested to know about the different organisms and their diversity in this particular environment, but also relationship among them. So, systematic, it is a study of the living organisms and their relationship among the other organisms, right? And this systematic words is derived from the Latin word, and this Latin word meaning of systematic means the arrangement of the organism in a systematic way. Right? And Linnaeus, Carolus Linnaeus used this word like Systema Naturae for its publication. And next one comes is a taxonomic categories. See, classification is not a single step process. It is an hierarchy of the steps, and that hierarchy of the steps is otherwise going to be called it as an taxonomic categories. And here the hierarchical arrangement is done in an ascending order, starting with the species, genus, family, order, class, phylum and kingdom. Let us get into the hierarchy of taxonomical categories. The first one is a species, the group of individual organisms with the fundamental similarities as a species. Means if any group of individual which is having a fundamental similarities, then they are going to be categorized in the species. And examples we have got it here is Mangifera indica. Here in the Mangifera indica, the Mangifera represents the generic name and indica represents the specific name. And Solanum, it is a generic epiphyte, and Tuberosum is a species one, and Panthera, it is a generic name, and Leo is a species name. We know that. And now here what happens, that Solanum tuberosum is also having a Solanum nigrum, Solanum melongena, and also Panthera leo, it is there, and also the species, other species is there, that is called Panthera tigris. So all these are going to come under species which are having a fundamental similarities. Now the next one, and we have got the Homo sapiens, means the human beings, right? Genera, more characters in common in comparison to the species of the other genera. When we are going to come to know this as the taxonomic category, genera means more characters are in common in comparison to the species of the other genera. And here example I will say you, potato and brinjal. they both belong to, they are different species, but they belong to the genus of Solanum. Potato as well as brinjal, they are different species, they are different types of vegetables, but they belong to the same genus Solanum. Now family, a group of related genera with still less number of similarities compared to the genus and the species. As the level is increasing from the ascending order, you can see that the similarities are coming down. A group of related genera with still less number of similarities compared to the genus and the species. Example, Solanum, Petunia as well as Datura are included in a family called as an Solanaceae, and cats grouped into Felidae and dogs are grouped into, let us get into the next level of taxonomic hierarchical level, that is the order. Order being a higher category in the assemblage of the families, and which exhibit a few similar character. It's in higher category and it is the going to assemblage of the families which exhibit a few similar. For example, plant families, if we are taking Convolvulaceae, Solanaceae, and they are going to be included in the order called as in Polymoniales, basing on the floral characters. Basing on what characters? Basing on the floral characters, the Convolvulaceae as well as the Solanaceae are included in an order called as in Polymoniales. And also coming to the animal order. Right, Carnivora, which includes the families like Felidae and Candidae, those are going to come under the families of Felidae and Candidae are coming into an order called as in Carnivoriae in the animals. Right? Now the next one comes the class. Class represents, includes related orders. How the related orders are going to be categorized into the class. Now here related orders means what? For example, if you are taking the order of Primata, which includes the monkey, gorilla and gibbon, they are going to be in the class called as in Mammaliae. What is that one? Order Primata, which includes animals like gorilla, monkey and gibbon, is going to come under a class called as in Mammaliae. And also order Carnivora, right, which includes the tiger, cat, dog, also coming under the class called as Mammaliae. Like that only, so many other orders are also included in this particular class, which are having certain characters which are similar. Maybe externally they are different, but internally certain characters are different. Certain characters are similar. That's why they are coming under the class called as Mammaliae. Orders are different, children. Order Carnivora includes the tiger, cat as well as a dog, and Primata includes monkey, gorilla and gibbon, but all are coming under one order that is called as a Mammaliae. Fishes, amphibians, reptiles, aves, mammals, that's aves, birds, mammals, those are going to be differentiated based on the notochord and also dorsal haloneural system. All are coming under the phylum, right? And also in plants, we are not going to call it as a phylum, but we are going to call that one as a division. And next one, kingdom. It's in plant kingdom and animal kingdom. And in animal kingdom, what all it is included? All of the various phyla are going to be included. And in our plant kingdom, all plants from various divisions are going to be included in the kingdom called as in Plantae. Lower the taxa, more are the characteristic that the members within the taxa share. Higher the category, greater is the difficulty for determining the relationship to the other taxa at the same level. Now, after this, we have in tabular form, children, there organism with their taxonomic categories like a common name, biological name, genus, family, order, class, phylum or division. Just now I told you that phylum represents the animals and division represents the plant one. And here common name they have given as man, and biological name is Homo sapiens, and in this genus is Homo, and family belongs to Hominidae, and order is Primata, and class is Mammaliae, and phylum division is Chordata. Next one is housefly. Common name is a housefly and biological name is Musca domestica, and the genus is Musca, and family is Muscidae, and order is Diptera, class is Insecta, and phylum is Arthropoda. Next one is mango, common name, and biological name is Mangifera indica, and genus is Mangifera, and we know the species is Indica, right? And family is Anacardiaceae, and order is Sapindales, class is Dicotyledonea, and phylum Geospermiae, because it belongs to plants. Now, common name is wheat, biological name is Triticum aestivum. Triticum is the genus name, aestivum is the species name, and it belongs to the family of Poaceae. Order is Poales, class is Monocotyledonea, and the division is Angiospermiae. Now children, let us get into the taxonomical aids. Okay, let us get into the herbarium first. See, what is an herbarium? The plant specimens are going to be dried, pressed and preserved for the future use, and it is going to be stored for a quick referral. And in this particular sheets, you are going to get the information about the local name and also the botanical name, and also you will get the name of a collector, means who collected that particular specimen, and also you will get the information of all the taxonomical categories. Now coming to the next one, that is the botanical gardens. Botanical gardens have the collection of the plants, living plants for reference, and these plants are going to be grown in that particular garden for identification purpose, and each plant has having a label, and on that label you are going to have a botanical name, common name, and also the family which it belongs to. The famous botanical gardens are at Kiev, England, Indian Botanical Garden, Howrah, India, and at National Botanical Research Institute, Lucknow. Next one is a museum. Museums have the collection of preserved plants and animal species for study and reference. And the specimens are going to be preserved in the containers or jars in a preservative solutions. And generally we can see in the educational institutes such as in schools and colleges. Zoological parks, these are the places where wild animals are kept in a protected environment under human care, and which enable us to learn about their food habits and behavior. All the animals in the zoo are provided as far as possible the conditions similar to their natural habitats. And the children mostly love visiting the parks as well as a zoo. And keys, another taxonomical aid used for identification of plants and animals based on similarities and dissimilarities. Keys are based on contrasting characters, generally in a pair called as a couplet. Each statement in the key is called as a lead. Flora, manuals, monographs and catalogues are some other means of recording description, and they help in correct identification. Flora contains the actual account of habitat and distribution of plants of a given area. Manuals are useful in providing information for identification of names of the species found in area. Monographs contain information of any one taxon. Okay children, that's how we have finished the first chapter, Living World. If you like this video, subscribe my channel, click the bell icon. If you click the bell icon, you will get the notifications of our upcoming videos related to the 11th and 12th standard NCERT syllabus, which is most important for the NEET aspirants.